Baseball's back. I'm Terry, and I have a special guest joining me, Bryant. And this is Flying High with Terry, free MLB picks. And we are going to go over 5 games that are happening tomorrow. If anyone in the chat has any other games they want to hear about, um, mostly from Bryant, he can go over them if he has picks in them. I will be going over more games tomorrow on the slate. I didn't want us to go over the entire slate because that's a lot. But we will start, and we'll start with the first. Unless there's anything you want to say, Brian, to kick it off.
No, I'm super glad to one be back on a Terry Edelman TV show or betting show. But then most importantly, guys, I'm just excited to have baseball back. It's my favorite sport, specifically to bet in. It's my second favorite sport overall. So it's just great. Like when baseball is back, it's good. That means the weather's good outside. It's nice, warm, and it's
Well,
basically
not
spring
here.
is
It's
coming.
snowing, but yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
In general, though, it means that spring and summer is on the horizon, and you can't beat it, man. You just can't beat it. So I'm really excited and got a huge slate of games tomorrow. So yeah.
Awesome. Grinch is excited. Says, "Let's go." Kev Cook says, "Let's go, Terry. MLB is back in effect."
Yes, sir.
Technically not yet, but we're getting ahead of the game. But how many hours now? 1 p.m. tomorrow. So 5 hours, 19 more hours to go. Almost there. King stink. Oh, so ISX is going right after you on the Kings there.
I
Go
am
ahead. That
gonna
is
I'm gonna disagree. We are doing excellent right now. I've already locked in the Kings to win the Western Conference futures and the Stanley Cup. Um, I
one
feel it.
loss is not going to like.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about it, man. We just got beat up yesterday. They out physicaled us. But yeah, Kings are fine, man. We'll be good.
MLB is back, so home run parlays is back in effect. Justin says, Terry, it's been a whole Braves team total over 4.5, team total locked in already. Or it's been a while. Okay. It's been a while. And he has a Braves team total over 4.5 locked in already. Not a bad luck with who they are facing Corbin and the Nationals tomorrow. So we will start with the first game that we're going to go over. As I said at the beginning of the show, if anyone else has any other games afterwards, feel free to chime in and let us know what games you'd like us to look at. But we're going to start here with this one, San Francisco Giants, one of the first games of the day, of opening day of the season. San Francisco Giants, New York Yankees, San Francisco plus 150 to plus 165. Yankees minus 178 to minus 200. 7.5 on the most part for this one. 7 there at FanDuel. I forgot about FanDuel and how great their prices are when it comes to baseball. Just looking at some games that we'll get to later, I've already noticed some things that I'm remembering about FanDuel and their great prices in first five specifically. This game here, I'll go first because I think we'll have some disagreement, most likely, probably in this game. I am taking a shot here with the San Francisco Giants. It is a pick up on picks and parlays, one of my free plays for tomorrow. Taking a shot with the Giants because of the price. Because of the price, I want to back Logan Webb. It's not necessarily that I want to fade Cole. I don't think this is going to be a blowout either way. I think this is going to be a very close game. And because of that, that's one of the main reasons why I'm taking the Giants, because of the nice plus price I'm getting with them. Will I be shocked if the Yankees win? Of course not. They're the better team. Pitching wise, I really do like Logan Webb. So I'm not going to say Garrett Cole is the better pitcher. He's definitely the more experienced pitcher for sure. But when it comes to the end of this game, I could see it being tied. I could see extra innings in the first game of the year in this one, and I really like a close game in this one. So I'm going to take the San Francisco Giants at a plus price to start off my baseball betting season. Bryant, Giants, Yankees. Do you think your guys get it done here at home on opening day?
Yeah, so I do. I think though these cold starts are very important right now. And I'm sure within the team they probably have already thought about it, but these Garrett Cole starts are very important, especially early on, considering the injuries to um, Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino, and stuff like that. And you got some young guys coming in and pitching. So if you have a $300 million pitcher, he starts, you need to find ways to win these games, especially when you're missing other guys. And I think tomorrow is a good opportunity for Cole to kind of to build on his postseason stuff and put that weird ass regular season that he had kind of behind him. Um, Home runs and stuff like that really plagued him last year. He wasn't horrible. It was just those home runs were really damaging to him. It's not going to be like overly hot, obviously in New York tomorrow. So I think the under is a play, especially early on in like all the northern cities that are outside. The under is going to be a play because the ball's not going to travel that well, and you got Logan Webb on the other side, who's also, like you said, a really good pitcher. So I have that. I have the Yankees money line and the Braves money line and the Dodgers money line all in a parlay. But I am waiting until my book updates it. But I'm going to go with the Yankees or with the Giants F5 team total under 1.5 for the first five. That's going to be a big play that I'm on. And I also believe the Yankees kind of jump on Logan Webb a little early. It's probably going to end up being like a 2-1 lead, 2-1 game, or 1-0 game after five. But I think the Yankees find a way to scratch a lead across at the end of 5 innings. And I am going to, once again, once my book updates, I'm going to take a stab at Anthony Volpe's hit props. He's in the lineup. I'm going to request it. He's had a really good spring. He's performing really well. He's the Yankees' best prospect. He earned the job. He's starting batting ninth tomorrow. So I like him to get a hit in his MLB debut at some point tomorrow. So those are my plays for that, and that's pretty much it. And I may do a strikeout prop, but I'm undecided on that. Everything else though is already locked in and ready to go. Just waiting for my book to drop it down.
All right. Yeah, player props aren't listed yet. I don't think they'll obviously be listed till
Yeah,
the morning. But yeah. So I have absolutely no player props for anybody today. That's going to come tomorrow on tomorrow's show. I'm going to be spending all morning looking at because I want to see official lineups, I
yeah,
want to see props and numbers. I'm not going to just throw, oh, this player I think will get a hit.
yeah,
Like, not that I'm saying to what you just said, Brian, because he's a rookie, he's going to be a good price to get a hit, and that's a
yeah.
specific
Oh,
player
I see
that you
I
have
get
in
what you mean
mind.
though. Yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
going to
yeah.
go game by game by game and saying, oh, I like all these players
Yep,
because
yep. I'm
I
not
want to
doing that
see
either.
official stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's it for this game. Kev has a really good question. Is the MLB using a time clock on pitchers? So the time clock is they started it in the spring training, and I don't have the exact numbers. I believe it's 15 seconds if no one's on base, 20 seconds if someone's on
Hmm.
base, um, and in certain situations, I will actually have to read up on the official rules on that. But yes, the time clock. Some people hate it. I don't. I think there's a lot of time where the pitchers are kind of standing around and the players kind of standing around, and there's a lot of wasted time where they could get the game a little bit more exciting. But that's a whole other topic for another time. We're gonna have to see how it goes. Obviously, if let's say I'm on the Giants here tomorrow and the umpire calls him out because of a time violation for the final play and that causes the game, that's going to be huge,
Yeah.
and it's going to happen. Like it's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be too impactful, but we're going to have to see. Brian, what's your opinion on the time clock?
Uh, I generally agree. I was talking about this with a bunch of people that you and I both know. Um, I don't genuinely. I mean, like I get it. It's gonna cut the game down by like 20. I think they said the average it was for spring training was 26 minutes per game, right? That's how shortened the games have been because of the pitch clock. I don't hate it. But I don't think necessarily that was the reasoning for why viewership is down and why people aren't necessarily getting into baseball and stuff like that. So like, I feel like that was like the least of their worries. But we'll see how it goes. I feel like they're gonna have to tweak it at some point during the season because, like you said, someone's gonna be furious if they lose a game because of some sort of pitch clock violation or whatever the case may be. Like that's just not. It's not gonna go over well.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's what it should be for. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
that's.
like
But it
it's
will
that's
happen. It will
it's gonna
happen.
happen. Yep, exactly. Like it's impossible that it won't. Um, and so they're gonna have to tweak it and do something differently, maybe like in the later innings or something like that. I don't know, but overall, like I don't care for it. But I'm not. That's not like it's not. It's not upsetting me enough for me to like actually give a damn about it.
Yeah.
So, my favorite team, our guys are pretty good about like getting in the box and being ready to go. And we don't have like that many deliberate pitchers. Um, so it doesn't really affect us personally, honestly. But I know some other teams. There's like guys on the Braves. There's a couple guys on the Red Sox as well that take forever, like Verdugo. Oh my God, he used to have the longest routine in and out the box, and so I'll be interested to see how it kind of works out for some of those guys. But yeah,
Kev says he thinks that sounds like a lot of overs. That time clock is a pressure advantage on certain pitcher, especially inexperienced ones.
hmm
So yeah, it could definitely affect. What percentage on odds do -110 hits on bet? So I think what he means is what percentage of players to get a hit at -110 actually hit. I think
yeah,
that's what you're saying.
yeah,
And I don't have those numbers handy, so I don't know. Um, I don't know. With hits, usually when I come with players to get hits, it's players who are hot recently. And now,
hmm
obviously, we don't have that at the beginning of the season, so and I'll just be looking at the prices of some. Lex says Supness. Well, come on in, Lex. But we'll move into the second game here. This is an interesting one that we're going to talk about here. Milwaukee Brewers and the Cubs. Milwaukee -133 to -150. The Cubs +115 to +127, 7.5s, right across the board. It's funny looking at some hockey games at 7.5 and sevens, and now I'm looking at baseball, and it's weird because there used to be such a big difference, and now there's not really that big of a difference. So
yeah,
that's pretty interesting. But we have Burns against Stroman in this game. Brian, I'll let you go first. What do you think here? Brewers and Cubs.
yeah. So as I mentioned with the first game, one of my favorite things to do betting wise is I like to ride the F5 team totals with like the better pitcher, quote unquote, or perceived better pitcher in matchups. I started it late last year, probably middle of the summer, um, and I didn't really track it as much as I wanted to. So this year, going into it, I am going to track it and see um, who's hot with it and who's not, who kind of whatever. And so, being that, I will. The books haven't obviously updated it yet, but Burns was one of the people that I do remember off the top of my head, though, that was really good about the F5 team total unders. Um, it's usually the best value usually can get is either 1.5 or to give up basically no runs, under 0.5 runs. So I'm going to be on that because I think this is going to be a pitching duel tomorrow. So the under is very much a live play for me. I don't know if I'm going to hop on it yet, but I think definitely to the first five innings or so, we'll get that under. I have that Brewers Cubs F5 under 3.5, and that's at -110. And this is my first dog of 2023 in baseball. I'm going with the Cubs. I think they have a little bit of momentum with all the guys that they've kind of brought in. You got Dansby Swanson there. You got this pitching staff. They were kind of sneaky weird where they would have stretches where they would play teams tough and then they would just fall off by the wayside in the middle of games last year. And I think that they come out. I think they come out swinging tomorrow, and they'll find a way to get it done. I got it at +122. I'm sure it's probably going to steam up overnight because all the casual people will start betting the favorites, and that's the Brewers. And you got Corbin Burns, obviously, with the big name. He's one of the league's best pitchers. So I think that you could probably even get a better price tomorrow. But yeah, I got the Cubs. I think they win the game, and I think that the F5 under 3.5, and I think the full game under also takes shape. So yeah, I could see like a 4-2 victory.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm torn in this game. The Cubs are a team that I think could do really well this year. Like
Yeah, it's
I
a
need
tricky
to
pick,
see
right?
I need to see games from the Cubs before I
Yeah,
can really judge on how good they're going to be.
yeah.
But I think they have the potential to be really good this year.
Yeah, they've been a trendy from people I've seen. They've been a trendy wild card over their win total team. I think a lot of people are starting to see that as well. So we'll see how it turns out. But like you said, I think they are definitely one of those teams that it's like, all right, you got to show me. Like I gotta see it to believe it. I'm gonna take it. Like I said, I'm gonna take a chance tomorrow. And we'll see how it goes these first couple of weeks.
Cubs underdogs loves the cold weather,
Yep.
so they love the cold weather. Richie says first five over, and then he says over, Bryant, over. I was looking at the Cubbies. Says Steve Isex looking. Yes, sir. First five team total under. Okay. Go Cubs. Cubs money line. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Cubs money line. I may see what I may do is wait till game two, and then they'll win game one, and I'll think, oh, okay, and I'll jump on them game two, and they'll lose. That's probably what I'll do. But that's just how it goes. But I'm not a casual then. Shaking hands. Yeah. Stroman, I want to see, like, if I could see him having a really good performance. I could see him having a really good game, um, especially against Milwaukee. Their offense is not a team very scared that I'm very scared of offensively. Speaking of teams I'm not very scared of offensively, we have the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins here. The Mets minus 116 and minus 126. Miami minus 105 to plus 108. 6.5s right across the board. I have not seen the Earls in the chat as of right now, but I did tell them that I am giving the New York Mets, yes, I said their name. They're not the team who must not be named. I'm giving the Mets a fresh look this year. It's a new year. It's a new year. So I'm giving them a fresh look. And I just hope that they don't destroy every single bet that I make. And that's what I'm hoping here. I'm not going full game in this game. I'm going first five. And yes, I'm taking the under three. First five under three in my first total of the year. It's Sandy Alcantara, and then it's Max Scherzer. Um, the Miami Marlins definitely don't have a strong offense. Getting Luis Arias definitely does help. That's definitely a good addition. The Mets, while they did have when you look at the numbers, they did have a strong offense. A lot of the times when I bet on them, their offense didn't show up. But not looking at last year, I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I'm going the first five under three. Watch the Mets score 5 runs, and then I'll be really angry. I'm kidding, but Bryant, what do you think here? Marlins and Mets.
Yeah, I agree with you on all fronts about the Mets in a betting sense. Fandom is a different thing, but um, I like the Mets to win the game at minus 125, especially with who they've got pitching and stuff like that. The only reason the Mets are minus 125 against the Marlins is because Sandy's pitching. If Sandy wasn't pitching, the Mets would probably be like minus like 210 with Scherzer on the mound. But that should go to shows you how much respect Sandy's already earned now. Um, yeah. So I have the under the F5 under three, like you said. I got it at minus 115. Um, and my guy, this is my favorite. He's probably my favorite non-Yankees pitcher in the league. Sandy has been so good to me from a betting perspective, and I just love watching the guy pitch. Um, I want to believe that he comes out there and continues his Cy Young campaign. So, I gotta test my theory out. So I'm going with the Mets F5 team total under half a run, plus 185 to start the year off. I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna sprinkle like not even like a whole unit on it, maybe a half, and just see what's up. And then that also kind of plays into my next play. Something I'm looking at. I haven't bet it yet. I'm thinking about it strongly. Mets Marlins 3-way money line. The F5 tie. It's at plus 340. So basically, if the game is tied after 5 innings, you cash plus 340. So we can go, if that coincides with the under, you're basically looking at 1-1 or 0-0 after 5. And if we can knock out two birds, one stone, maybe even 3, because in that case, I would cash my Mets team total F5 under plus 185. That would be enough for me to be like, all right, I don't need to bet the rest of the day. So that is something I'm really strongly looking at, just because of the pitching. It's the pitching, right? And the fact that the Sandy knows the Mets, Scherzer knows the Marlins. The Marlins don't have that good of an offense, and Sandy's at home where he was dominant last year. Why not? It's the first day of the season. Like I said, you don't have to put anything extravagant on it. But a tie after 3, why not? It's plus 340. So those are my plays in the game. Ultimately, like I said, I think the Mets win the game. And minus 125, I'll gladly take it with the better team, despite the Marlins having the better starting pitcher, right now at least, on the mound. So,
I'm surprised at the price.
yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm
That's what
surprised that the Mets are only minus 116, minus 125. I would think that they would be bigger favorites
I
here.
think, again, like I said, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's Sandy. He's getting the Cy Young kind of like appreciation and boost now. Because if any other pitcher on the Marlins took the mound, the Mets are minus 210 minimum. It's just minimum. Like I don't. So you're not going to get this often. I think the Mets just wear down. Sandy will probably pitch like 6 innings because it's the beginning of the season, so he won't pitch his usual length. And I think that the Mets offense will crack that Marlins bullpen. So,
For sure. Here we go.
oh,
Yes, now both the Earls are here. I mentioned how the Mets, how I'm giving them another shot, and then both of the Earls show up. But yes, Richie agrees. Sandy has been good to him too. So Sandy's been good to him. Sandy's been dominant against everyone besides the NL East. Now, I think this is going to be a huge focus point for him. I feel like he knows how he did against the division. I feel like he knows how he did against the other teams. I think he's going to really come motivated in this one.
I can't wait till he throws a 6 inning shutout tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then the Mets
And
win
Bryant
3-1.
loves the first 5 team total unders.
Yeah,
You're one of the few people that I see that go that route, but you get
honestly
really
though,
big
it was
high plus prices on it.
you you have to be situational with it though, because some teams will come in and they'll screw you up. But cashing that F5 team total under zero, under half a run, and it's like plus like 165. It's great because it basically validates like you can lose like a money line bet, and it's like you've already made more money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're not something that I'm like putting bankroll on, but just you sprinkle it, and you never know. And then, like I said, you combine that and you actually like win like a money line play as well, or a run line play. You're feeling great. You're feeling great. So I only do it with like the really good pitchers. Sandy's obviously one of those. Shane McClanahan for the Rays is also another one of those guys that's really good about it. So we'll see.
Well, you won't be doing that with that Chad Cool this year, will you?
Oh, absolutely not. I did that a couple times early on. It worked, and then he just
Yeah,
fell off a
well, I'm
cliff.
going to keep an eye out for him. I'm going to be
Yeah,
keeping my eye out on him at the beginning. You and I had a very good thing going last year with him, but
we made we milked it for what it was worth, and then we got out when it was supposed to.
yes,
It's perfect.
exactly. But Tim and Nick both really like the over. They both really like the over. Grinch really likes the under, and I don't like that it's a 6.5. But what else can you expect with these teams? Um, I think it goes under. My official play, um, because I didn't give one out, um, is I don't have. Oh yes, is under 3. Sorry, is the first 5 under 3. I was looking at the Mets or Miami plus a half, obviously, but it's minus 155. So I was thinking Miami money line, but I'm going to go with the first 5 under 3, even though it's such a low number in this one. 2 more games, and then if anyone else has another game they want to hear about, feel free to ask about it. Yeah, he's a national now, so that doesn't mean he can't pitch well, though. I'm when I'm looking at the Nationals, Mackenzie Gore when he pitches, um, that's one of the few
I agree.
times where I may look to back in the Nationals in some form, is when he is in net. There will be times when I'll look at certain teams, even like Nick, you and Tim, or especially Nick, bets a lot of bum fights. If I'm back in the Nationals, it's going to have to be in a very certain situation. Um, let's see, a Marlin spot, sadly. Josiah Gray on the road. Yeah, we'll see if that holds up. But going to this game, Cleveland Guardians, Seattle Mariners, Cleveland minus 105 to plus 110. Seattle minus 115 to minus 125. I almost said Seattle Kraken, but luckily I've got the different logos there, so I can I'll be able to differentiate hockey and baseball, hopefully for the most part. 6.5s and a 7. Again, when I'm looking at those totals, I'm thinking hockey, but it's going to happen. Um, and I'll go first in this one. I went to the first 5 here, and I'm taking Cleveland. First 5 money line. I want to back Bieber, especially in the first 5. Luis Castillo, yes, you don't want to. You want to take spring training with a grain of salt, but he did have a pretty rough spring training. And while I think Seattle comes back and probably wins this game, I think Cleveland is winning after 5. So I'm looking at Cleveland at the plus money here on the road in the first 5. Bryant, what do you think?
I
Guardians
am
and
going.
Mariners.
Yeah, I'm going the complete opposite of you. I'm a
Oh,
believer in this. I'm a believer in this Mariners team. I locked in. Um, I locked in a Mariners uh, AL West champs future. I put $20 on it. I'm only doing it because Altuve got hurt. Maybe this might be enough. All the Mariners need to kind of get a leg up on the Astros. I doubt it, but we'll see. It's $20. It was kind of house money because it was one I won it on the parlay. That was a Hail Mary in the first place. So like I said, it was just house money. So we'll see. But I think the Mariners are a really good team. I think that they're going to end up probably being the third best team, maybe in the entire American League. This is that prove it year for them, right? Like they've been on the cusp. They made it to the playoffs last year. Um, Now, like, can you really, really, really hang with the big boys, right? And so, while Castillo had a rough spring, I think he gets right for the season. And at minus 120, I'm taking the Mariners money line. Nothing more, nothing less. Um, Keeping it simple right there. Um, at the Cleveland at home, they got the Electric Factory booming. Those people love baseball. They love that team. I think it's going to be rocking like in an environment, and it's the late game, right? So like, there's nothing else going to be really competing with them. Um, and I think the Mariners find a way to win the game. So minus 120. I'll take Castillo and the Mariners on the money line.
it's not NFL time yet, Isaacs. It's baseball, okay? It's baseball. Cleveland, not Browns. Same old Cleveland. Castillo better than Bieber.
Yes, correct.
I don't know. I have to disagree. But we'll see. We will see. Moving on to the 5th game that we have to talk about. There won't be any best bet today. I'll let Bryant give his. But if you want to come into the YouTube chat tomorrow, Bryant, and give your best bet, you can be back up on the standings. But no best bet on this show, for me at least, because I have to every other time. So, but if you want to give one out, Brian, if there's one you
Yeah.
really like.
For
feel
sure, for
free.
sure.
Arizona plus 145 to plus 160. LA Dodgers minus 165 to minus 188. 7.5s, 1-7. Bryant, what do you think here? One of the final games of opening day.
Yeah. So as I mentioned previously, I have the Braves, the Yankees, and the Dodgers in a money line parlay. So I have the Dodgers winning. I need them to win. Um, that's my only play for this game. I don't this Dodgers team. I want to see how it performs. Um, no Trey Turner there. Obviously, he's in Philly. Um, what are the Dodgers going to do this year? There's a lot more competition in the NL West. The Padres are there, and so on and stuff like that. Zach Gallen was a very fun pitcher to back at times last year. Um, I got to see it again. I got to see it again with my own two eyes to believe it. And because of that, I think ultimately the better team is still the Dodgers. All things aside, Urias is a pretty solid standard pitcher. So I'm gonna go with like I said, I have the Dodgers to win that money line parlay. So I'm gonna stick with it, and I think that's it. I don't know. I think later on this series, you'll be able to get the Dodgers maybe at some run line plays. But for this first game, we keep it simple. Just root for the better team to win, and we'll see what's up.
All right. Disagreement here for me, at least. Well, I'm taking him on the first five, but I am backing Tim's boy, Zach Allen, here in the first five, plus a half. Let me get it up here. I think it's now plus money. Plus 100 at FanDuel.
Not bad.
Minus
I mean,
115, minus 125.
yeah, I
Other
wouldn't be mad
spots.
at anyone that took that. Especially first game of the season with the team's best pitcher. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
So yeah, so I did a free play video for it on Picks and Parlays. I looked at what Zach Allen did last year against the Dodgers. He faced them two times, 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs in the first game, 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run in the second game. So he pitched really, really well against the Dodgers. So that's where I'm going with this one. First five plus a half. It may be my best bet tomorrow. Obviously, I'll decide that tomorrow, but I do really like fading the Dodgers is not something that I'm going to want to do very often, but that's why I'm taking first five. Because when Gallen, Urias, I could see it being tied. I could see Arizona winning, but I could definitely see it being tied. So get plus money for tied or Arizona winning. I have to do that in this one. Justin likes Braves team total over 4.5 is his best bet. Give it in tomorrow, and you can be up on the sheet on the standings. Grinch likes the national games under. One of the games that we didn't talk about. Oh, because we discussed 5 games. Arizona Dodgers, yes, run first inning. You're not going to get any nerfies or yerfies from me. I'm not somebody that does that. Um, I don't know. I can't really explain why. I don't have anything against them. I know some people really hate them and some people really love them, but I just kind of feel not very. I just feel in between, I guess. Yes, run first innings. Nick is excited about that, and Richie is also excited about that. Brian, do you like your fees and their fees?
I dabble. I don't do. I'm not like a pound the table for him and try to look for him every game. But like a day like tomorrow, with it being the first day of the season, um, I will be on a couple of them. Like the Braves Nats, I'm going with a nerfy for the first inning. I think Patrick Corbin can get 3 outs. Um, and obviously, I think Max Fried can do the same thing. So that's minus 130. I'm taking that one. And I've got a nerfy in the White Sox Astros as well with Dylan Cease and Framber Valdez on the mound. I got that minus 135. It's now minus 145. So, but yeah, those are my two for tomorrow, and that's it. So,
All right. Go to the best bet screen, and I'll just take this off and just put us here. Oh, that works out. Actually fits pretty well. Best bets. Um, do you have one, Bryant, that you like? Is there one bet that you really like tomorrow?
yeah. So the one play that I think that I'm the most comfortable going with And ironically enough, like we didn't even talk about it. And you're gonna laugh when I say it. It's the Blue Jays F5 money line. um, I do not believe in Miles Mikolas at all. Like I just don't. I'm sorry. Like he doesn't move the needle for me. Um, Jay's got Manoa on the bump. His first opening day start. It was really cool, kind of see that video of him getting an announcement from his manager and ownership and stuff like that. I think the kid's really talented, um, and I'm going to rock out with the Blue Jays on the F5 to hop on Miles. Like like I said, I'm not a believer in him. And I saw some things like he put together some performances last year that were cool, but towards the middle of the season, he just ended up falling off a cliff. And so, yeah. So it's the Blue Jays F5 money line, or not F5 money line. I'm sorry, F5 minus a half, and it was plus 105 when I locked it in this morning or this mid afternoon. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna rock with. So go Jays.
All right. And of course, I agree that there's pissing. I always want to say pissing, so get used to that, everybody. When I'm talking baseball, I'm going to say pissing. No, pitching. There's a huge pitching advantage for the Jays. I completely 100% agree with that. And that's basically. I will be discussing the Jays game tomorrow, so we'll get to it. Isaac says best bets only for baseball. Doesn't affect the other record. No, it's all one thing. So um, March is almost over. So the top three in March will get their name on the sheet. Then we start fresh with April, but it's whatever sport, just one. The rules are in the description. They might not be in this video description because I wasn't planning on doing best bets, but I wanted to give Brian the option. Tim is giving his best bet early. Make sure to give it on tomorrow's show. Mets and the over. And then Isex likes Giants money line and Cubs money line. Interesting. Make sure to give that tomorrow. Yes, Giants and Cubs. Fire. And that's basically the show. If anybody quickly in the next minute or so has any other games that they want to hear about, feel free to ask. Kev likes that parlay. He says good choice. When is tomorrow's show? 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Every day I do the show. And I'll be announcing the structure going forward because obviously I'm not going to break down 15 hockey games and 15 baseball games. There's just no need for that because a lot of the games don't really matter in hockey now. I shouldn't say that. There is some games that don't matter in hockey. So most likely I'll be switching to 5 games of each, and we'll get to that tomorrow. Nick is going to ask for one game he wants to hear us talk about, and his Philly Rangers. And then Richie says LA Angels and Oakland. What? Slacker? Yeah, I'm not going over every game. It'll just be too long of a show. I'm sorry. But Phillies Rangers, that is a game I'll be going over tomorrow on the show. Another thing that I'm doing starting tomorrow is because there's a whole bunch of baseball and hockey, there's going to be one play specifically that I don't give out that's only up on the site, one of my premium plays. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the Philly Rangers game or the San Diego game. So I'm not going to give out a play for this one here. Bryant, what do you think, Phillies and Rangers?
Yeah. I'm actually going to the Rangers game this weekend. But I got the Phillies. I think that the Phillies bring the wood tomorrow. Um, Not necessarily as a slight at DeGrom. I just think their offense is much better than the Rangers. And I think while DeGrom could, pitch a good 4 or 5 innings, I think that they'll wear them down. Um, and there's value, right? Nola's one of their best pitchers. I think he's in a contract year now too. They tabled the contract talk, so he's got to pitch his ass off to try to see if he can make a um, he can make some money this offseason with the new contract. So give me the Phillies money line at plus 108. So yeah, the better offense and the pitching matchup isn't big enough. Matters. So I'm going with the Phillies. And then the Angels, Oakland. I just got the Angels team total over 4 at minus 120. Oakland sucks ass. I'm sorry to say it for any Oakland A's fans. I don't believe in it. And so that's what I'm going to go with.
All right. For that game, I have absolutely no opinion. The Angels should smash Oakland, but it's the first game of the year, and I'm just not getting involved with that one, Richie. Sorry. That's closest to a 1-800-GAMBLER game for me so far early on. What do you guys think about Pirates money line? That is a game I'm again torn on. I don't want to back Cincinnati at -132, but I want to see some games from Pittsburgh before I'm willing to back them as well. So, uh, any thought in the Pirates money line, Brian?
No, staying away from that. I will take a prop on Hunter Green strikeouts tomorrow. I'll look and see what the price is on that, and I may hop in on that. But in terms of like actually betting, um, putting my hard-earned money on the Reds and the Pirates in 2023, absolutely not. Not right now. I'll give them a couple weeks to see kind of how things shake out, but that's not happening. That is definitely not happening.
Yeah, I feel you there. I'm excited about baseball. It's going to be some good slates left and right. Richie says he won't say it, but then he says it. Angels in a rout. Unless that's something else that he wasn't going to say, but immediately after saying I won't say it, he says Angels in a rout. I have to learn with the transactions. Nick likes Oakland first 5 plus a half, plus 120. Raise the Jolly Roger. I would stay away from. Fade Otani after the World Baseball Classic. Interesting. I don't know.
Not
That
against the
baseball turning.
A's.
Yeah. And then my hard-earned money. Your hard-earned money. There you go. But that's it. That's the show. I just wanted to do a quick show before baseball season starts. Thanks for joining me, Bryant.
Of course.
Um, and we'll have to do this again. Maybe once a week I'll kind of do some kind of show. Or if
Yeah.
you want to come on the weekend shows with me, if you ever
I
want.
would be much likely of a chance that I'll come on the weekend shows. Working, I'm getting my master's, so I'm in school and stuff like that during the week. So you caught me on a good day. I'm technically on spring break right now for school, so and I'm on a work trip. So, but yeah, I'll definitely be back on the show, man. I'm glad to be able to chop it up and talk baseball with you again. So, yeah, let's have a good season. Let's make some money, folks.
Yep, let's all make some money. Best of luck, guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern for the regular show. Best of luck.
Anthony Volpe, Rookie of the Year. Bye bye.